Can we start new graduate medical education residency programs to grow our own?
Yeah, and you and I are definitely on the same page. Back in probably before 2013, we also came to accept, we certainly had recognized it long before, but came to accept that it's very difficult recruiting physicians to the Central Valley. We just don't quite have the appeal that the more metropolitan areas have. Certainly a lower cost of living, but when you look at our payer mix here, it's not that appealing. So we decided that, well, we'll start growing our own. And so we started our first residency program in 2013, family medicine, which was quickly followed by emergency medicine and has grown to 6 different residencies. When you start a new teaching program, first of all, it's entirely funded by the Medicare program. So there's no funding to support graduate medical education from the state or from any commercial health plans. So about 42 to 45% of our patient population is Medicare. And so we get funding from the Medicare program equal to about that 42 to 45% of the cost of our graduate medical education program. So when you start a program, you're given a 5-year window by Medicare. And you have to create all of your residency programs within those 5 years. It's called a cap. And then it closes and it slams shut hard. And every resident slot that's put in place, which is about 130 something every year, or at any time, we pay the salary and the benefits of the residents. They're actually CWEA employees until they graduate. We pay the full cost of the faculty and the coordinators, and it's tens of millions of dollars. Most of it is, or at least a good chunk of it is funded by Medicare, but also subsidized by us. And so we very much would like to start an internal medicine residency program, a GI residency program, a neurology residency program. We need all of those. They're in very short supply. But we can start those residency programs if the accreditation committee on graduate medical education, the ACGME, we could go to them and say, we want to start an internal medicine program. Here's our application, demonstrate them that we have the capability to provide a good teaching experience. So we could get that approval, but there'd be no funding that comes with it. So CWEA would have to fund 100% of the cost of that residency program from our existing revenues. That's the way it is today. There is a lot of movement underfoot at both the federal and state level to reopen that window for those hospitals that are located in severe physician shortage areas. Tulare County has one of the worst population to physician ratios. We're like half of what the average state or California is. For the first time also, there is a bill specifically for district hospitals who have teaching programs for the first time to provide state funding to increase residency programs. Again, in those communities that have severe physician shortages. So I think, we're not in a financial position right now to fund new residency programs entirely on our own. So we have to wait for that funding to become available.